You probably don't realize just how powerful the built-in system font is in SwiftUI. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get all kinds of different variations on the system font to get so many different looks. But it's not just about how it looks, because the built-in system font comes with a lot of goodies out of the box. You get built-in dynamic type. You get accessibility settings like bold text, localization features. And when you bring in a custom font, you have to build all that stuff yourself. So in this video, I'm going to show you just how flexible the built-in font is. Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. Here I am in Xcode, and my starter project just has a VStack with 4 different texts in it. And I already have 2 of the modifiers on here because I'm 95% certain you've dealt with this before if you've written any SwiftUI, where you have font of large title, a font of title 2, a font of title 3, and then font weight is where you can do black, bold, regular, ultralight. Those are very, very beginner basic modifiers for SwiftUI. And over on the right, you can see the different variations. However, you may not be familiar with these next 2 modifiers, the fontWidth and fontDesign, and the variations that those bring. So that's why I wanted to focus mainly on those for the actual examples. Let's talk about font width first. So I can do font width, and there's a couple different variations. We'll start widest to compressed. So expanded, watch my SwiftUI font at the top, that is that expanded font look. It kind of stretches it out a bit. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, I can't remember if condensed or compressed is smaller. So that's condensed. Let's see, real time. Compressed. Yeah, compressed is even more squeezed in. So you saw that change there. So yes, this is a different style aesthetically, right? That's super compressed. Let's go back to expanded. So very different aesthetic, but it's also not just about how it looks, because font width can help you with space efficiency, whether that's fitting more words on a line or using a larger font that takes up the same amount of space, or you can fill or reduce space depending on the structure of your UI. So by using different font widths, you can be a lot more flexible with the text in your app. Let's copy and paste this font width modifier to the rest of them just to show off all of them in action. So did expanded. Say this one will be compressed, and then for our third one, we'll do condensed, and then for the last one, we'll just keep it .standard. So now you can see the various font widths, and like I said, this is how you can play with spacing. If you look at my bottom 3 fonts over there, they're all kind of the same width, even though one is title 2, one is title 3, one is just the regular body. And the reason they're the same width is because I use condensed and compressed. So again, if you need more space efficiency with the text in your app, going with compressed and condensed is a pretty good way to go. And the last modifier is .fontDesign. And now this gives the different looks here. So you see my top SwiftUI font, that is the default there. I can do serif, watch the top big one. Cool, that's more of the Times News Roman. It's actually called New York in the San Francisco family of fonts. So that's what a serif font looks like. On our second one, we'll do fontDesign.rounded. This is that fun rounded font. And then on the third one, we can do a .fontDesign of .monospace. This gives it that code look. So you see the SwiftUI font on the third one, that's actually what Xcode uses for their font. So if you're showcasing code in your app or you just want that look, monospace is the way to go there. So those are the 3 design choices. You can get serif, rounded, monospaced, or the default, which just for completion purposes, I can do fontDesign.default. Again, if you don't put that modifier in there, the default is the default. But again, by combining and composing and mixing matching the font size, the font weight, the font width, the font design, you can get all different sorts of looks like you see here. And of course, this is a bunch of modifiers. You can refactor this out into your own custom modifier. Maybe this is called like headline 1, and you have your combination of font modifiers. Maybe this is headline 2 or description text, right? You can refactor all these away so you don't have a ton of modifiers attached to it. But again, the default font is so powerful. Remember, you get the dynamic type already built in, you get accessibility features already built in, you get localization features already built in. When you bring in that custom font, you got to do all that yourself. And with how flexible the default font is, I think you should have a pretty good reason to bring in a custom font, because this will work for the vast majority of you. And if you're here learning how to improve the fonts in your apps, I know you're building awesome apps. And you're always going to need a website for that app, or I recommend having a portfolio website as an iOS developer to show off your great work. And that brings me to today's sponsor, Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one platform to help you get that iOS developer portfolio up and running very quickly. Now I know we're developers, we can build a website ourselves, but we're also iOS developers, and I would argue there's an opportunity cost of your time. Now, do you want to spend your time learning about web development, responsive design, all the different browsers, or do you want to spend your time building apps? So that's why I always recommend letting Squarespace take that off your plate to build your iOS developer portfolio. They have all kinds of beautiful themes and templates to get you started, and you can use their next generation website editor with the Fluid engine to just really unlock all the creativity in the world. You can even use Squarespace Blueprint and Squarespace AI to help you figure out what to write on your website, because that's always the hardest part. Like, I don't even know what to say here. Throw it into Squarespace's AI and they'll help you out. They handle all the SEO and analytics for you. Again, Squarespace handling your website just takes so much off your plate. So when you're ready to get started, go to squarespace.com. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/SeanAllen to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.